Okay, guys, Starfleet Academy Episode 3, Vitus Reflux, which I think they should have titled Acid Reflux for all the fat chicks who are chowing down on all the burgers. They really need some Tums, I gotta tell you, but I shouldn't have titled something with reflux after revealing all that, but that's another story. Now, it was out this morning. The shill media on Trek Movie already is clapping for the stunning and braveness for it. I had to take a couple of my own sort of iPhone quality screenshots to just show how bad the dialogue is during this. And I thought it wasn't possible. I thought, you know what, episode 2 was so bad. There is no way it could be worse. And I was ready to rate the show because I thought, episode 2 was kind of boring with like the romance drama. And I thought that episode 1 was kind of like, if you turn your brain off, it's watchable. I thought, you know what? This isn't the worst Star Trek ever. Section 31 was far worse than this. I take it back. I was wrong. Section 31 might look like genius compared to Starfleet Academy if it keeps going this direction. Let's get into episode 3. My name's John Delarose, everybody. Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things Trek here. And I'm a sci-fi writer myself. I'm not just a person who just complains about things. I actually look at it from a holistic writing perspective. This is my newsletter, and I just sent one out right now, so I know a lot of you guys signed up and actually announced what's coming forward, which is going to be a book I've been working on now, which started as a joke, because Robert Picardo came at me and was like, if you don't like it, why don't you make your own? Well, challenge accepted. So I'm going to be making Starfleet Academy, and I give some details about that on my newsletter today, and that'll be hopefully coming in the next couple of weeks. I don't want you to miss it. I never know if I'm going to find you again on YouTube, so please sign up. You get 3 free books for doing so. I'm very prolific. I work really, really hard. I'm not just a YouTube guy who made one book or whatever. I'm an author first who then came into this because I realized it was pretty good promotion for it. So check it out. It's in the description below. Starfleet Academy is coming. I'm going to blow the doors off of this stuff. And I'm going to show them how to do it in the way that I think they want to capture a kind of youth audience, but like a real youth audience, not like this coveted modern audience that they try to do. It's going to be very, very good. The world building is incredible. We've actually built a 70-page world building document, my co-author and I. It's going to be very, very interesting. So check it out. It's in the description below. Thank you guys for being here. Let's get into this review. So this is Trek Movies review of it. They have lessons to learn, and yeah, that's what they repeat over and over again. In case you didn't miss the theme because they bludgeon you with it. The lessons to learn. That's what the Academy's about. I mean, what a shallow theme, by the way. It's like, yes, it's an academy, it's a school, and they actually mention that in the episode. They go, that's what this is. It's like, yeah, well, you don't act like teachers. You act like people trying to give these, quote, life lessons all the time. And I think that's part of the problem with Starfleet Academy right away is none of the classes feel like they actually have classes. You have the Jem'Hadar lady barking at people, you're gonna do 100 push-ups, and while they're doing these haphazard workouts that are not, uniform. Again, this is a military. Why aren't they all doing the same thing? I get agitated. Sorry, guys. But then you have Holly Hunter, talking, giving these metaphors about plants and life rather than actually teaching the depths of biology and xenobiology and the like. This is supposed to be, again, an elite group of people who are, trained to become scientists and explorers and things like that. They're the best of the best. Their IQ's probably 210, all of them. And so it's why are we giving basic bitch life lessons about if you water it, it grows just like cadets? I mean, this has to be made for the lowest common denominator of stupid people, which is, again, flies in the face of what Star Trek's about. I mean, if you look at what Gene Roddenberry really wanted back in the day, it was intelligent science fiction. The entire point of it, he fought the network at tooth and nail just to say that I want it to be intelligent. I don't want this to be like everything else. That's the whole point, and that's why the show resonates. And it's turned into the direct opposite of that, into just pure stupidity. All the cadets are morons. The teachers are all morons, and they all act really, really stupid the entire time before even getting into the woke elements of it. And yes, this episode actually goes off the woke chain. I knew it. It's like they don't ever do things in episode 1 or 2 anymore where they really push that. And they do it in episode 3 and 4 is where they go. And yesterday we talked about, of course, this interview that Gina Yasher and Tig Notaro gave, that their professor characters are really in a lesbian relationship. And so I'm like, oh gosh, what's going to go off the rails next? Is it going to be the gay Klingon? Who is it? Well, I was wrong. There is going to be a different woke, degenerate, crazy thing, which I'm going to show you in just a bit. But let's go over the core of the episode before we even get into that. Now, this is the Starfleet Academy is in competition with another group called the War College. Now, apparently there's two colleges that are run completely independently, operating in the same space. You want to talk about stupid and inefficient and weird and nonsensical. Like, there's one that's actually like for a Department of War that's meant for fighting, and then there's Starfleet, which is, I guess, trying to recreate exploration only at this point. Why is it two different things? I don't understand, but hey, whatever. So they, of course, get pranked by the War College, and then they want to prank back. Holly Hunter pretends like she's like against it, and then gives them subtle clues on how to do it through this. Meanwhile, there's these like games of laser tag that they're developing as part of their, I guess, curriculum. And it's why. It's, again, it's like these are, again, military people, right? And so why aren't they like training with like real weapons to do real things rather than these like stupid laser tag game scenarios, right? Because they want to make it youthful and YA and like relate to the kids, right? I mean, I guess it's just, again, it's insulting to the intelligence of anybody who watches this stuff every single time. Now, through this, they actually do an unauthorized laser tag game. Oh no, against the War College to prove who's better. Congratulations. And this starts the conflict between the bully guy, whose name I can't remember because I can't remember, and Bella Shepherd, whose name I can't remember because all the names are like generic, bland fantasy names that like were generated by AI. It's like Admiral Akbar or something. I don't know. It's a trap. But they all sound like Arwen, Jaden. It's like I don't know. I can't remember the names, but you can remember them by who they are. The bully Persian dude who's like the alpha male guy, and then Bella Shepherd, who's the Admiral's daughter, who's so perfect she's the Mary Sue. And they fight over who's going to be captain. He decides he's captain. He takes over because he's masculine, right? And he loses constantly. Now, Bella Shepherd then comes in and takes back over, and she becomes captain, and they finally get a point, but it's a little too late, and they still lose, but at least they didn't get shut out, and it's all because of her feminism. Now, this is the feminist kind of way of doing things, and the feminism's very, very heavy-handed in this episode. The males are super incompetent at fighting, right? And the women are just as good. If you look at the exercises they do, even though they're kind of like done in a montage kind of a way, Bella Shepherd, as a 100-pound small girl, can keep up and running with these like strapping young fit dudes. It doesn't make any sense. And this is just like what they do in everything that's slop these days. It's just obnoxious. And of course, the hologram lady doesn't, I don't know. She's comic relief, and it's just. It's painful. Robert Picardo, the Doctor, is not even in this episode, so you lose all the like fun stuff from Voyager and all that. They try to put in memberberry elements into things, like they put in like the salt vampire monster, yeah, but he's a mascot in a suit, and it's just like, why? It's just stop. Like the little just references are just painful because they're kind of out of place and they don't really work in this environment like it's done the entire time. So as this goes on, the lesbians lecture them on what to do, and they end up using the plant lesson, because it all ties together, right, to, of course, flood the War College's rooms with plants using like a super miracle grow that makes the plants grow so big. And the plants are like, they're like those toys. I have a baby toy somewhere here. Where's my kid's baby toy? You know how they have those like talking cactuses that are like baby toys? And this is probably where they got it from. They like repeat things back, but like, it's like they repeat things back. They repeat things back. Like it's like that. That's what these plants do, but they're super, and they call them empathy plants, but there's nothing empathetic about it. They're literally just repeating things back. It's, again, every detail breaks down into stupidity when you get to it. And they flood those quarters, and they grow so big, like immediately, because of their miracle grow or whatever, that all the cadets are just like are forced out of there. And then there's a rule that they're not allowed to touch them because they're an endangered species or something like that. And so it's like, okay. So the War College master, who's like the chancellor of the War College, because there's two chancellors, of course, is like kind of a white male too. He's a bad guy. He's the one who actually encouraged his cadets to harass Starfleet Academy too, which again, he's an adult and this doesn't make any sense. And then we go back and find out that that Holly Hunter here is also, was encouraging it, but kind of like subtly and, not directly, much more feminine-like, and that's why she won. It's, again, a feminist message through this, too. And it's stupid. It is just the stupidest plot I've ever seen. And it turns out she was a cadet, and she did hijinks, too. And there's no, like, real structure to this. None of these people seem like they're professionals who are operating the academy. They seem like they're idiots operating the, like, Tig Notaro just sits there and gives her little, like, lesbian quips and all that. And then the Jem'Hadar yells at people in, like, a comedic way. And Holly Hunter just seems so unprofessional in every regard. And so it's like, why? Do we have real teachers? Again, this doesn't feel like an elite Starfleet Academy whatsoever. It just feels like a bunch of retards running around. Now let's get into the woke stuff. So they didn't actually show the lesbians yet being lesbians. They just kind of quipped together. And so while the actors have talked about this, it's not on screen yet. So we've not gone full tilt yet in episode 3. I'm going to guess that comes in episode 4 because the early reviews from the show media say that episode 4 is very political, and I that's where I think it's going to really go off the rails. But the woke element started to slip here. So part of this was showing naked dudes, and again, this is like I gotta think that there's a lady who's like a single wine aunt who's sitting there drinking her white wine out of a box, who's got no kids but 3 cats, sitting here salivating over these young dudes. Writing this and like just trying to put every single fetish she possibly has into the show. And that seems to be what Hollywood mostly is these days. Wine ants who are trying to insert their fetishes. There's a whole book genre called romantasy now. Don't go down that rabbit hole. But that seems to be what's in the publishing industry as well. So while they get the dudes naked and they do a joke where they get transported naked, ha 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 ha. So you get to look at the naked dudes, yay Starfleet. And by the way, you've got a changing area where the dudes are mixed in with the girls, and the girls are, of course, mostly dressed, but the dudes are naked, right? It's like, okay. And that's what we're going to do here. And again, this is like asking for sexual harassment lawsuits or whatever, causing problems. If you start to break this down and think about it, it doesn't make sense, but they want to show a surface level equality, right? And so they change together, right? And so that's what's going on here. What is going on with this, like things going on my screen, but whatever. Okay. So, here it is. This guy starts talking about hooking up with people, a sister, and then another sister, and then a cousin whose gender is not revealed, right? And so then he says, I don't want to have to hear about your polycule underwater hookups. Yes, because this is the dialogue that kids these days talk like, right? It's like, oh gosh. So again, they're putting in their degenerate stuff. So the polycule refers to polyamory, which is, you might be in a relationship with this woman. She's in a relationship with another dude. That dude's in a relationship with another dude and 2 women, whatever it is. And then sometime maybe you all get together and have orgies too. And so it is just pushing that sort of like thing. Now, this is something that's in like geek science fiction circles you see, and usually it's like the most hideous, ugly people involved in it. So they want to glamorize it and try to push these dudes into this. And it's just a real quick thing, just to program your mind that polycules are normal, right? And so this is the woke element that's actually starting to slip into the show now. And it's like, oh gosh, this is ridiculous. And of course, it's 2 naked dudes talking about it together, as one does. You just sit there naked talking about polycules as a guy. Just freaking insulting to everybody's intelligence. Now, I mentioned that like Holly Hunter's character like does not really lead anything. This entire scene, everybody mocked the reading a book and curled up on the bridge wine ant scene, but every scene she's in, she's just laying down like while conducting academy business and just not taking things seriously. And again, this is why I think this like 40-year-old woman with the cats and drinking wine, is writing this. Holly, she starts talking about fetishes. And of all the fetishes available, and I'm like, oh gosh. So this is right after the polycule scene, of course. So this is what these women think about. They just want to insert their fetishes into everything and not create any science fiction, not create any good drama or anything like that. It's just about putting their fetishes on screen and then, making bad jokes in the process and ensuring that it's all diverse and inclusive, right? So this was not it. The entire episode, she just kept doing this. And I started thinking about this. And she says, put yourself in their shoes for a second. This is supposed to be clever because she's not wearing shoes. And again, her foot's up on screen. Is this a foot fetish thing from the writer? I mean, it's like, oh my gosh. And then she's got a weird pinky toe. Well, I don't want to criticize somebody's pinky toe, but my gosh, just like stop. The entire episode, she conducts business with everybody. Imagine if I did my YouTube video. Hey guys, hit the like and subscribe button. Would you take me seriously? You can't. It's so cringy. This episode took the cringe levels up to like 11 and is even worse. I gave episode 2 a 3 out of 10 because at least it wasn't gay. Now they have polycules and a woman lounging and laying around with no shoes on, putting her feet on the screen, talking about fetishes. I'm done. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. It's worse than Section 31. I guess they didn't show the Jem'Hadar making out with Tig. That's a bonus. So I'll give it a 2 out of 10 just because they didn't give me that. All right. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to sign up for my newsletter. I'm going to be making Starfleet Academy, just showing these people how it's done. You'll enjoy this. Thank you guys for being here. And I'll be on tomorrow with Tachyon Pulse Podcast, who, congratulations, he hit 10K subscribers over the night. And so he's going to be debating with me whether wokeism is the problem with Star Trek or not. And obviously, I'm very certain it is for the reasons I just outlined here. And that'll be fun tomorrow. So make sure to check that out. I'll be restreaming it here. It'll also be on his channel. So thanks for being here, guys. We'll be back.